Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. So I am just doing some colouring in, and I'm working with broken equipment because my camera stand broke. So I'm going to have to buy another one yet again. I need to get a stand for my table so that when I'm colouring in you can see what I'm doing, and I need to get another camera stand. I need to get a fair bit of equipment, so but you know, all in good time. And the most pertinent bit of equipment I probably need is a pencil sharpener. I did have one, but anyway, that pencil's blunt. So I got a notice saying that I have been on YouTube for 12 months now, and I was like, oh wow, it's been 12 months, but I've really only been making videos, I think, for maybe 6 months, 5 months. I don't know, it's been a little bit of time. But basically, when I've been on YouTube for like 14 years, but when I first uploaded a video, it was about 12 months ago. And then I had a whole heap of health problems and I didn't come back to it. I didn't touch it. I didn't make any videos for ages. And then I was like, should I leave it? Whatever. And I thought, you know what? I'll just give it a go. So here we are. So I thought that I would just talk about some of the lessons that I've learned over the past 12 months. Last 6 months, however long I have actually been on YouTube. But you know, YouTube is hard, and it's hard to find a rhythm, and it's hard to find your people, and it's, you know, it's not easy. Some people just get on here and they make it and they do it, and I mean, you know, good luck to them. But for me and for many others, it is really hard. And everybody says niche down, niche down, niche down. And I really didn't want to do that because it's really hard trying to niche down, especially when you've got like ADHD and you have a new hyperfixation every couple of months. It's really, really hard to niche down. But I've done food reviews, I've done book reviews, I've talked a lot about my fibromyalgia and about how it's been hard to cope with that and get a diagnosis and the right medication. And I talk about my struggles with my weight. So I've sort of been all over the place, but just really sort of trying to work out what I want to do mainly and where I sort of fit in the spectrum of YouTube. And I've also done some cooking. I haven't done a lot of cooking lately. Like, it's just sometimes it's hard because the kids all have autism and they always eat the same thing. So it's like I'm often cooking the same meal. And I was like, who wants to watch that? I can't cook the same thing every week. So I am trying to cook more things and more healthier things for myself. So I could do like fibro-friendly foods or things like that, or, you know, low-calorie foods or diabetic foods because Ben's diabetic. So I've really been just trying to feel my way and work out what I want to do. So I've come up with the decision that I'm only going to post twice a week. I'm going to post a video every Thursday, and that will be a cooking / cleaning / organization video. So I will cook something, so I'll make the effort at least once a week to cook something. Like my first video, I want to do homemade hamburgers, so I'm hoping to get that done on the weekend for next week. And then I will, you know, pick a part of my house and clean it or organize it, or talk about ways to organize things. I'm very, very passionate about order and having things organized and having things just looking nice. And it's not about how much money you have, but it's about just keeping things nice and tidy. You know, I've got a real issue about that because I love my parents, but they're hoarders. They're from the silent generation. They had me later in life and they don't throw a single thing out ever. And it's like, oh my God. So I like to have everything in its place. But anyway, so I'll be doing that. So just, you know, like but I mean, not even like just general homemaking, you know, like tidying, cleaning, homemaking, and a nice cooked meal. So, I mean, you know, if I do find something nice at the shop, like a new snack or something, then I'll taste test it as well in the video. Or what I'm hoping to do, rather than just doing a taste test, like say with that Kit Kat mint crush one that I did, which was like a 1-minute video, I could make that as part of the dessert for the cooking video. And then I could make, you know, maybe I could get a cheesecake and then put like some chocolate sauce on top of it, and then crush up the Kit Kat and sprinkle it over top, you know, something like that. So I'm incorporating new foods into the video, but using them in a creative way rather than just taste testing them. So, you know, that's what I've been thinking about doing. And I've got a whole heap of cookbooks that I bought from the op shop months ago, like a lot of vintage cookbooks, and I really want to try cooking different things out of that. And I think, you know, cooking is something that I have to do. Like, I'm a stay-at-home mum, so like cooking is something I have to do. It's something I can easily do. So I think I need to get back to what is easy for me, just cleaning the house and cooking. That's what I'm doing every day. And then when I do have a minute to, say, do some colouring in, you can't even see what I'm colouring in. I'm sorry, I can't fit everything in the frame. But when I do have a minute to colour in or do something, I can add that into my Sunday vlog, which will just be what I've done throughout the week. Like if I've read a good book, I'll talk about that. If I go out, then I'll show you footage of that. So it'll either be like, you know, either what I've done on the weekend or what I've done through the week. So that is what I'm planning on doing. And I think at least that way I know what I'm delivering. It's not hard for me to think up what I'm going to do each week, because I know this is the type of content that I make. And then hopefully people who like that content will come over to my channel, because right now I know I've done a whole heap of different stuff and I've made a whole heap of short videos, but I was really just experimenting and seeing what felt right for me. And that's okay. Most people do that in the infancy of their channel, but I'm here for the long haul and I really, really want to make this work. So I'm going to add a little bit more structure to my schedule and to my channel. But anyway, so that's something that I've learned. I think it's okay to experiment. It's okay to fail. It's not really a fail. Like, I think that you learn through failure. Like, I would just call it a learning experience. And yeah, it's been fun, and I've met some nice people, and I enjoy watching other people's videos, and I've seen all sorts of cool stuff, you know, like dehydrating marshmallows. How cool is that, you know? And you can smush it up and make powder. I don't know what you do with it, but that's something I never knew that you could do, you know? So I love YouTube because it teaches us so much, and you can learn about other cultures, and it's just genuinely really interesting. So yeah, I mean, that's what I've probably learned. Getting over feeling like an idiot talking to your camera. That, like, Ben is still struggling with that, and he wanted to film a video the other day. He thought we were all going out, and I'm like, kids are all sick. I'm not leaving the house, because, you know, with asthma, if you go out in the cold, it can stir up your asthma at the best of times, let alone when you've just been really sick. So I was like, I ain't leaving the house. And yeah, so then he was like, oh, but I was going to record tonight. Tonight's my recording night. And I'm like, just, we'll be quiet. We'll go in the other room. And he couldn't do it because he was worried about us hearing him, and he feels silly talking to the camera. And, you know, I get it, because that took me like 4 or 5 months to get over that. Now I just turn the camera on, because I guess because people are actually like watching my videos and leaving nice comments, I feel like I'm talking to you guys, you know. I don't feel like I'm talking to my camera anymore. In the beginning, when I didn't have any subscribers and I didn't have anyone, you know, I felt stupid because, yeah, I was literally talking to my camera. But now that I know people will respond and interact with me, I'm like, I'm talking to you guys. So I don't really feel silly anymore. So you do get over that. So if you're a YouTuber and you feel silly, like, just keep doing it and it will eventually go away. And yeah, so what else have I learnt? I think I've learnt a lot about the power of just showing up, being consistent, being real, being vulnerable. Like I shared in a previous video that I didn't even like leaving the house years ago without makeup, because I felt like I needed to be put together. And this is an attitude that came from my nana. Like my nana, like especially back in the olden days, people did get dressed up a lot and they did get made up. And like my mum says, she would never go to the doctors, you know, unless she was completely made up and dressed up. And it's like, dude, you're going there because you're crook. You know? I just realised I don't have a bra on. Oh, you can't see anything. Speaking about showing up and just being natural, hey, I'm at home, so it's okay. But yeah, like, so my nana was very, very into like you know, Hollywood and looking nice and getting all dressed up and all that sort of thing. And my auntie was a model, you know, and an actress, and she was in some movies, like as an extra and stuff, some TV shows, and she did a smoking commercial years ago, and then I think she was puffing on the cigarette on the slide maybe. But you know, so that sort of attitude of like trying to look good and everything really came from my mum, came from my nana, because, you know, she was trying to be a stage mum, I suppose. But I've learned that you don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to look perfect, and it's okay just to show up as you are. And I've had a real kick to my self-esteem over the last few years. I've lost a few teeth. So I did a beauty pageant a few years back, and I got first place in my category, which was like plus size category. I went to America and did a beauty pageant and stuff, and then it's like, now here I am, even more overweight, missing a bunch of teeth, got fibro. I don't feel glamorous, you know. I feel like an oily rag. Like that video clip where Trisha Paytas says that she's a chicken nugget. Like I completely identify with that, because I'm like, I feel like an oily rag, you know. When you're not feeling good, you're not feeling glamorous, you feel gross, you know. But I am slowly climbing back. I am slowly getting there. I got on my treadmill tonight, which was like, it was an effort mentally, but then once I got on there, it felt good, and my lower back pain and all the stiffness is going away because I was moving, and I was able to press up the treadmill up a couple of notches. So, you know, and after still being a bit sick but able to get on the treadmill, you know, I pushed myself. So yeah, you know, I've learned that. I've learned to push myself and then pull back when I need to, having fibro. I've learned that it's not a crime to be vulnerable. It's okay to not be okay, but it's okay just to be yourself and be natural. And I think too, like I talked in a previous video, is that, you know, for me, makeup and wearing pretty clothes and having things on my hair and being all dolled up, it's like a security blanket, because I always felt different. I'm quite sure I'm autistic with ADHD. Never got diagnosed, and I always felt different. I was very shy. I could barely talk to anybody. I was so shy that I had severe social anxiety, and I couldn't even, like, someone say hello to me, I would literally feel my throat like just closing up, and I couldn't talk because I was so scared people would judge me. Like, I don't know, it's just so silly when I say that now, but I was raised by two introverted parents who never went anywhere and probably on the spectrum themselves. And I was raised to not make a fuss and like, don't go out in public and embarrass yourself, and don't tell people your problems. So all of that, you know, led to me being very introverted, very shy, feeling very judged. And now I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, I don't care, because that's such a silly attitude. Like, everyone's got something to offer, and you know, you only get one life. I don't want to waste it worrying and caring about what people think of me. I'm not out to hurt anybody or do anything, you know, bad. I'm just living my life and trying to raise happy kids and get through having chronic illness and physical disability that, you know, is hard to put up with sometimes, and I have to just forge ahead and try and do my best and, you know, live a happy life. So what else have I learned? I don't know. I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube lately, and they're all telling me to niche down. Like I said, I've come up with a plan, and, you know, I'd love to go live one day. I was watching a live, I got into Jamie's live. For those of you who do colouring in, I think some of you follow Jamie and you do his collabs. So I got into Jamie's live the other day, and he was talking about his story, about how he was in a car accident years ago, and I was like, oh wow, you know, it's really cool to learn that about him, and he uses colouring in as a way to help himself, you know, like therapy. And that was really, really cool to hear that, you know, because then you understand the psychology behind his channel and why he does the colouring in, you know. So I really appreciated him sharing that and being vulnerable with us and telling him that. You know, it's a beautiful thing to understand each other. and to understand other people and to give people grace and to, you know, people open up, just listen to them and have a heart for that. And then I got into another live today, which was, oh my gosh, day-to-day vlogs. Ray, oh my gosh, I'm shocking. Ray's day-to-day vlog. So it was her birthday today, so happy birthday, Ray. I don't know if she's subscribed to me. I'm subscribed to her, so if she sees this video, happy birthday. But she was really fun to watch. She was like full of beans, and she's like, I got ADHD, and she was just really like hyped up. It was like, to me, it was giving Honey Boo Boo energy. I don't know if she'd be insulted by that, but that was like who she reminded me of, and she seemed like a really friendly girl. And she was talking about her tarot cards stuff, and she recommended a deck for me. So that was really fun to watch. I watched that for a little while, and again, you know, it's interesting just to learn about other people, and I would love to go live one day, but again, I can be quite shy at times, and I don't know what I would even say. Like, some people are just naturally able to talk, and I can clam up at times. So, you know, I don't even know what I would say, but that would be something maybe next year or maybe later in the year when I'm feeling more confident, I could do a live. But yeah, so I mean, you know, I'm still on my YouTube journey. I still am learning what I'm doing, and that's okay. You know, some people get on here and they're monetized and they're got heaps of subscribers like in 12 months, you know, and like I said, that's not me, because I'm still learning. I don't know what I'm doing, and I am learning as I go. And oh, another thing I did learn is that I had 3 channels. Like, okay, so I'll just tell you this and then I'll wrap this up, because ChatGPT told me not to make my videos more than 15 minutes. So I'm going to try and keep my videos between 10, hopefully 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes they might run a bit short, might be 7 or 8 minutes, but I'll try to do between 7 or 8 minutes to 15 minutes, ideally 10 to 15 minutes. Because I think that's a nice bite-sized chunk for people to watch without being too overwhelmed. I myself do like shorter videos just because I am so busy sometimes, and then when I've got, say, a day to myself, I'll sit down and binge, you know, all the longer videos. But what I did learn was that I think it's better to have one main channel and focus on that. So I did, I started off with reading with Laurel, because I'm an indie author, and I was going to read other indie authors' books on that channel for children and read my own books and stuff, and my children's books, because my children have written books. So I was going to do all of that, and then I got sick, and then I didn't touch it for ages. So I just lost the heart for it, and I still want to be a writer. I still want to write. I need to get back into my writing. I've got a big fancy computer now to do my writing. It's just been really hard to get back into the momentum of things, but I will get there. And I'm also got a makeup diploma that I need to finish off, and I'm a carer, so for my son who has autism and ADHD and some other health issues. But you know, I'm busy. My kids are my priority. They always come first, and there's been a lot of time taken out for therapy and things where, you know, that was the priority, and that's okay. But anyway, so I started that channel, and then I ended up doing this channel, and I feel like this is my main channel. I still want to keep doing the reading and stuff, and I'm going to see how I go. If I can smash out some readings and do them and have, like, I feel like the kids, you got to have a nice backdrop, and you got to be all happy. Like, it's like being on play school. Whereas with this channel, I can just rock up and be myself. If I haven't washed my hair, if I'm flaring, whatever, I feel like I can just be myself on this channel, because that's the reality. Some days, like yesterday, I was sick. I didn't wash my hair. I made a video, and I'm like, fuck it. This is the reality of having fibro, of having chronic illness, is that some days, especially if you're sick, you don't feel like washing your hair. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of energy. It's like a spoon, I suppose. I need to investigate the spoon theory. I had a psychologist describe it to me as pencils, because I'm a writer and I like to make art. So she used pencils. So I do kind of understand it a bit. Anyway, that's the thing. Too much going on. It's not sustainable. And you got to concentrate on what's going to bring you joy and what's going to hopefully bring you income. at the moment I've got Instagram, I've got TikTok. My TikTok is ridiculous. It's just a load of crap on my TikTok because I haven't had the time to like do anything with it. So I may just delete my TikTok and use it to watch other people's videos. I do enjoy TikTok. I just don't have time to make my own TikToks unless I'm doing like shorts or promos that lead back to my channel. It's free advertising. But again, it's time. So if I can make shorts on TikTok and then post them to my YouTube shorts, I don't know. That's something I have to investigate. I have to come up with a plan and manage my time and make sure it's worth it. I have Instagram, but I'm not going to make any money on Instagram. I've had Instagram for 10 years and I was trying to post nice pictures of myself and my clothes and my outfits. And then when I got sick, I'm like, fuck it. I don't have the energy. So I was just like, whatever. I started talking about fibro and stuff. I've got about like 2,000 followers on Instagram, but I don't know. It's like, I just can't do everything. So I'm focusing on YouTube and I'm starting a Patreon where I want to, offer extra tiers as my channel grows. I want to like offer extras, and I also want to share like resources to help people who've been through what I've been through. Like I have a lot of life experience. I dealt with the NDIS. I've dealt with going through the whole process of trying to get my kids diagnosed when no one would listen to me. Then I went through the whole whole process of trying to get myself diagnosed when no one would listen to me. So I feel like I've learned how to be very diplomatic and navigate very difficult systems, So I want to share that advice because I think it's important. So I will talk about that more on this channel as time goes on, but I also want to make resources where you can access it, like in a PDF file or something, or like an ebook, because especially male doctors, they don't always listen to women, and sometimes you have to be able to advocate for yourself no matter what you do. So anyway, that's all stuff that I'm working on. And yeah, so I had this other channel, Reading with Laurel, and then I started another channel. Then Ben started a bunch of channels, and you get carried away with ideas and everything. And then so I was going to have a movie review channel, and I got into trouble, got copyright strikes for uploading old movies, and so I've done away with that. It's not worth it. I can make my own content. I don't need to worry about uploading old movies and shit. Then I was going to make it a gaming channel, and I had it. I uploaded me playing games yesterday, and it took forever to upload it, and then I had it up for 24 hours, then I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And then I deleted the whole thing because I'm like, I'm having an ADHD moment, and I just deleted the whole thing. So I've got this channel and my Mama Bear channel, which was Reading with Laurel. And like I said, if I can't get the stories done, I will eventually delete that too. If I can get some stories done, I would like to, because my kids are writing books at the moment. They're going stir crazy. They've been sick all week. They've got cabin fever. They're not sleeping. They are sleeping, but they're hyped up on Ventolin. So they're up still, which they're normally asleep. My daughters normally asleep by now, but they're hyped up on Ventolin. But they are on the mend, thank goodness. They've finally stopped coughing today. Just about. They've been coughing a little bit, but not much. But, and Ben's over it. My dad's better. So obviously it wasn't anything too severe, but enough to drop you and stir your asthma up for some people. So yeah, anyway, basically the whole thing I was trying to say was that, especially when you're starting off, just have 1 or 2 channels. Don't go too crazy, because you dilute yourself and you end up trying to do too much and burning out. And in this day and age, everyone's like, check my Insta, check my Snapchat, check my YouTube, check my Twitch account, check my X account, check my Facebook account. And it's like, unless you've got assistants or you've got like a computer program posting all the different things, like, it's just ridiculous. Nobody can keep up with that. You spend your whole life locked into the matrix, locked into a system, and go out and touch some grass, so again, it's all about, imagine it's a tree and you're just pruning off what doesn't work for you. Oh my gosh, I've prattled on for 24 minutes. I was going to keep this short. So anyway, imagine it's a tree and you're just pruning it and you're getting organized, and you know, you're fine. I can't think of the word. You're trimming the tree and you're fine tuning things. So that's what I've learned. And I also use ChatGPT to make up business plans for myself. And you know, ChatGPT can be creepy if you ask it the wrong things, but it is pretty good with outlining stuff for you. And I've asked it to outline things for me so that I can do things more methodically and in order. I'm still going to show up and be myself, but it gives me a bit of an outline. And because I do struggle with ADHD, you cannot tell me I don't have ADHD, but because I struggle sometimes with, like, I'm very good with lists and budgets, and I'm very good with making a plan. But then when it becomes more information, say like a year-long plan or a 3-month plan or whatever, it's just too much information, and my brain, I can't handle it. So that's where ChatGPT helps me to outline things. So that's my colouring in that I've done. I do like to colour things in very brightly and vibrant. It cheers me up, makes me happy seeing all the pretty colours. So that is it. That's my video. I went a bit over time, and I like the idea of having Patreon, because if I am prattling on and stuff, or I do want to make more fine-tuned content, say about my fibroid journey, or you know, stuff that doesn't really fit into the whole sort of cleaning, cooking or vloggy sort of stuff, and people want to find out more about it, I can add it over there and talk more about that in depth and support people, you know, because I wish I had someone who had supported me through that. You know, I was sick on and off for years, and I had no one to support me or go to the doctors with me or advocate for me. And you know, it's a journey when you're at the beginning and you're desperate for answers. It's not fun. Yeah, anyway, so that's it. That's my little bit of advice for people. I hope you learnt something if you're starting out on your YouTube journey. And yeah, so I do have some videos left over that I've made. I will post them once I run out of those and they're all done. Then I'll jump back on here and let you know, and then it will be every Thursday and Sunday going forward. So thanks everybody who supported me over the last 12 months, and everyone who's left lovely comments on my channel, and I appreciate you all. And yeah, thank you for watching and supporting me so far, and hopefully my channel will continue to grow and you guys will come along for the ride. So thanks, see ya.